Hi, welcome to the Star Wars collection. This is actually the last episode, so you know what? I'm just going to get straight to it and get in there with it. First off, we've got the Clone Wars Blu-ray release of the movie, like that. I've not actually seen this, and I've only seen selected episodes of the TV series because I was waiting for all 5 seasons to finish before I actually bought them. So, but now they're out, I can actually go and grab them. So, just waiting really to do that. The next thing I want to show you is I showed you a few episodes back the DVDs of the 6 films, and the original trilogy actually came out in 2004 in this box set. And it had all 3 films just with commentaries. That was it. And as a 4th bonus disc, it had this little bad boy. And it had the best, well, not the best, but the most feature-packed documentary. It's over 2.5 hours. Well, it's over 2 hours, and full of the whole story of the 3 films put together. And I kind of get the feeling that it's a re-edited version of classic creatures from Star Wars to Jedi and the Empire Strikes Back special effects documentary. I kind of got the feeling it was like a mixture of all them 3 with new interviews, new little bits put together. It's called Empire of Dreams, but it is really good. And sadly though, it's only in standard definition. There's no Blu-ray or high definition version of it, but it looks like it was. It really does look like it was actually filmed in the high definition format. And I've actually added to this set with some of my own extras that I've sort of collated over the years. There was a CD-ROM disc, and it was called Making Magic, and it was all about the special editions, as is this, which is the Star Wars Special Edition Trilogy Press Pack, which came out and was probably given out to magazines, newspapers, who wanted to review it, and it had just all the promotional videos that would accompany it. And I've also got a disc which is just like an hour and a half around the hype of the special edition. 1997 release of the 3 original films, and it's like they went round to cinemas and actually talked to people outside the cinema. People were going, "Oh my god!" and all this. And with this one again, you got some nice artwork with the bonus disc. But the 2004 box set was actually quite a nice put together little package. You really felt like, yeah, you know. Although then, by the time 2005 had hit and you had Revenge of the Sith, I kind of felt like, well, I wish each film had a 2-disc version, and it's never happened, which is a shame. But anyway, now we're going into sort of less official stuff. This little disc here, which is something I've put together, is half official and half not. It's got the Star Wars A Musical Journey. Now this came with the soundtrack of Revenge of the Sith, and I talked about that in one of my other episodes. And this one's got about 25 videos on here, and each video it's got the music score, and it just sounds great. I really recommend you going out and buying the soundtrack to Revenge of the Sith just for this disc, because you really hear it in high quality, and you have images from the films, and it is absolutely brilliant. And I even was able to get hold of Star Wars in Concert, which is a special John Williams night, where he conducted just a greatest hits basically of his music, but it also centered on Star Wars. This disc here basically has all the extra features from the definitive collection, and I've also thrown in a split screen comparison that a fan has made from the 1977 version to the 2004 DVD version, which is actually interesting to watch because there are a lot of changes, and just the aesthetic look of the film is completely different. But all the extras from the definitive set, which actually ended up in the UK VHS set of the Executor pack that we mentioned in another video. This is the digitalized version of it that I mentioned in that video. And these 3, again, are fan-made, homemade projects that fans have put together because there is no official product for it. This is the 16mm original Star Wars print that has been digitalized, put to a DVD. that came out in 1978, I believe, or 1977. So it has the original theatrical version of the film, and as extras I've put together a bonus disc full of just Star Wars related stuff, as well as a documentary called A Long Time Ago, The Story of Star Wars, which again is just all about the making, and it really doesn't repeat much information that is in Empire of Dreams or any of the other Star Wars um, featurettes. The next one is the Empire Strikes Back. Now this is the 16mm, same again as before, print transfer to DVD, so it contains the original theatrical version. I also have a 35mm version on my computer, because that's like, 20 gig or something. It's ridiculous, but that looks absolutely amazing, and I really do wish that Disney release I'm talking to you, Disney, now, release the original theatrical versions on Blu-ray, 4K scanned, get it out there. It will sell like hotcakes because fans are after it. Fans, hardcore fans, really want it. Of course, I've added my own extras in here, Building Empire documentary, which is all about the Empire Strikes Back, which is kind of like the special effects documentary that was included in that box set. Again, Return of the Jedi, again, there's a version in here for the 35mm print, and of course a bonus disc with Returning to Jedi. These are non-official items. These are just things that fans have put together that I have been able to source, and I have created my own artwork for. So these are non-official in any way, and no copyright infringement is intended here. This is basically the mythology of Star Wars, and it kind of goes back to that Going Solo George Lucas documentary I talked about, where he talks about how he created everything he created. It's about an hour long, but it's quite interesting actually, because it really talks about the origins of his research source material, and any fan of Star Wars will be definitely interested in that. Quickly moving on. This is just jam-packed full of spoof. So you've got Star Wars Robot Trilogy in here, you've got the Family Guy spoofs, you've got just all the music from all the LP transfers in 24-bit, you've got poster artwork, this is basically odds and sods box that I've created, as well as a few choice original print postcards that I was able to source. Very nicely done. And finally, this is something that I made back in 2006, and it's not really stood the test of time, but it's basically all 6 films that I've completely fan edited down to 2 films. Okay, the cover there is a bit cheesy, I know, but I made that myself. And then you've got The Darkness Before Hope. And what this is the 2 films. You've got part 1, the Anakin Skywalker story, and part 2, the Luke Skywalker story. And each is 2 hours long, and it's basically the first 3 films edited down to a 2-hour film, and then the last 3 films edited down to a 2-hour film. So it's a 4-hour film in total, but it's all 12 hours edited down to 4, which I've never actually seen on the internet. Anybody's ever done a 4-hour edit of the Star Wars trilogy, or a 2-hour of each trilogies, but it's actually kind of nice. It's kind of interesting actually, and it all just blends seamlessly and gets rid of a few oddities like Jar Jar. But that's everything I've got in this Star Wars collection. Obviously more stuff will be coming through over the years, but I've only really skimmed through this. This is kind of like what you've been watching are the index versions. I'm planning in the future to go in and talk specifically, spending one whole video on every single item I've got. I know I skipped through it really fast, so when I cover other things in my personal life, like laser discs, I love watching laser discs, because I love films. That's who I am. That's what I'm about. I love playing the piano. I love Disney. I also love comics and Stephen King books, and I've just got a whole collection of likes and dislikes, and that's what I'm doing really. I'm just putting me